Good morning, good evening. Welcome to this season 2, The Dark Crusade. It is a quiet night, hot and sweltering. The city is busy and too cooped up, too hot. Everybody is stuck inside. There's no one on the streets except the buzzing of the insects and the watch. But inside, everyone is missing the cool air. Windows are open, lights are lit, and in the roost, things are abuzz. There are rooms shut off for repairs. There are people coming and going. There's kind of a festive atmosphere as there are a few all-night boarders who are experiencing their new business model. Things are kind of in an uproar. Things are kind of all over the place as they figure out how they're going to deal with the watch and with the new attitudes of the woman who really runs things, Saida. And that's what met Torvald when he arrived for his nightly watch.
Torvald's arrived at sort of usual time. He usually spends the first couple of hours of the night home with Madeline. And then he has fed on the way and made his way in.
Sneaky.
It's sort of sneaky. He only got one success. It's sort of like successfully sneaky, but not super sneaky.
Uh-huh.
Probably because he just fed and he had to duck and weave for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He makes his way in. He scans the place. Generally, he's not surprised by the hubbub. He knows what's going on in the building.
Absolutely.
He just checks on everybody, really. Everyone that's available, everyone that's sort of around.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't go bursting into rooms or anything, but he just checks on everybody that, if they're there, they're well. They're sort of, they're... he doesn't interrupt any sort of interactions between women and customers, but if they're on their own, he'll just check in with them, see if they're all right.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll go looking for Sadia. So I've got a friend called Saraya, which is like Sadia in Turkish.
Uh-huh.
He keeps saying that because I know she specifically names that because it means something in Turkish. I think it means like princess or something.
Oh, neat.
Right.
Yeah, there's kind of a festive atmosphere downstairs. There's a dice game going on. It kind of looks like kind of spontaneous entertainments for the all-night guests have struck up, even though they explicitly have been told that they're not going to be entertained. There's extra people around, so stuff has sprung up. There's customers and working girls, working guys. Everybody is.
Money behind the bar is not a bad thing, is it?
No, exactly.
Money's money.
And she is in the thick of it, standing over a customer who's apparently winning at dice and laughing and kind of egging on the people playing. She's not hard to find.
He doesn't interrupt.
Mm-hmm.
He flashes her a warm smile.
She looks up and her face brightens. She gives a squeeze to the shoulder of the man she was standing behind and then heads straight for Torvald.
Torvald's at this point, he's sort of leaned himself against the bar, as he often does, so that he has a good view of the room.
Mm-hmm.
He smiles again when she comes over.
You're a sight for sore eyes.
It's only been 24 hours. Are you alright?
Of course. I feel great.
You look great.
Thank you.
Business looks good. The morale is high.
It is. It's been challenging. I feel like I haven't slept in days, but I don't really feel like I need it either. The challenge is good for me. It's been busy and interesting. She reaches up and she's just kind of like idly playing with the, like stroking the skin of his throat where the armor doesn't quite cover.
He like takes her hand and kisses it gently. He says, "Let's try and keep professional while we're downstairs."
Sorry.
No,
I'm in a good mood, I guess.
don't be sorry, love. It's just I wouldn't want to affect any business, and I like to keep our relationship between us, special.
Of course. Of course. Sorry.
Don't be sorry. You haven't done anything wrong. It's welcome to have your fingertips on me.
She's watching him very intently. And it takes her a moment before she's satisfied that he means it.
He
And then
speaks
she
very gently.
nods.
He speaks gently. Like she could read his body language as comforting, I suppose, nurturing. He doesn't seem angry or annoyed or offish in any way.
Mm-hmm.
He seems quite relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
He's managed to feed. Things are going well. Everything looks okay. So he's not got no reason to not be relaxed, really.
She kisses his fingertips before she pulls her hand away. And then she turns back towards the rest of the room. She almost kind of leans against him. You see her like shift to do so, to just kind of lean into him, and then she corrects herself and just kind of straightens and tosses her head and throws a look around the room.
He smiles at this. She can hear, before she moves away, she can hear like a soft rumble. Bit like a yeah.
Kind of like that kind of thing.
Yeah, that sort of thing. More manly than that.
That's fair. Sorry, I don't do manly very well. I tried with my Nosferatu the other day, and you can ask Peter how that went.
Thor rumbles usually when he's satisfied.
No, it went well. A person, seemingly no one in particular, will enter the establishment and ask for Sadia, and the person will present a pouch of money.
Okay. Everyone who enters this time of night is greeted with like cheers and laughter because they've obviously snuck through the guard. So it's kind of a big deal anytime someone enters. It's like, "Wow, you made it!" And they're treated to people coming from all corners to be like, what the fuck you're here for? Let's do this. But as this person is kind of jostled and teased and titillated, they are able to make their way to Sadia. Saida, not Sadia.
Saida, yeah. We need to keep remembering to say it properly. It's because it's just not a natural name, Western name. That's all. So, Thorvald will. Can Thorvald overhear this? What this person asks?
The man is being taken to her, and they're standing right next to each other. So this person arrives.
Make a perception alertness roll. Something. Perception alertness, perception awareness.
What are you looking for?
I'm just checking them over. I'm trying to see whether they're armed, what their body language, their that. I don't know. It's more like a security thing than it is a empathy thing. I suppose.
I might have, for the sake of it, I'm just gonna say what happens, but you get the clear impression that this guy is not armed, he's breathing, and you have not seen him before. You don't recognize him.
All right. In which case, he doesn't. If he doesn't seem threatening and he is breathing, then Thorvald does nothing.
The man will come up to Sadia and will just ask for some time alone with her in one of the rooms upstairs. And he will already have picked a room he has already paid. Yeah.
Okay, so basically he presents himself as a customer who's
Yes.
here for explicitly her. Okay. She checks the pouch, and if there's ample funds in there, she tosses it to the person who's kind of waiting behind the bar. And slips an arm around the gentleman's waist and goes to draw him upstairs. Is it someone who has frequented the place before? Someone she should know?
Might. I'm not sure. Maybe. Actually, no. I don't think so.
Okay.
This person he does not seem to be that encouraged to get crabby or anything, but he's just smiling, being fairly polite.
Is he Turkish
He
looking?
is
like
more, well, he's Franken, but kind of in between. Like,
well, I mean, that's a hard thing to discern whether he's Franken or not.
yeah.
Does he look local?
This place, like he's probably from the Mediterranean, somewhere here near here.
Okay.
Like he could be Turkish, maybe.
Okay. Thorwald just doesn't. He just gives it a cursory glance. But he doesn't seem to be bothered. He doesn't seem to interfere.
Yeah. The man will go up. And the two will enter a room, and
there's a room that is Saida's room. So.
Yeah. It's dark in there. And as they enter, it's quite dark in here. A little bit colder than normal, but hey, the customer will just say, oh, thank you for seeing me. I will leave in a couple of moments. Well, a couple of minutes. There's someone who wants to speak with
you. That's highly unusual. Please have a seat. Tell me exactly what is going on, she says as she moves to
believe she
light the
met her
candles.
before. She is a great woman. She wishes to speak with you. It's a personal thing. And at the corner of the room where it's dark, it's almost as there is suddenly someone sitting in a chair that... Were they sitting there the whole time? Maybe?
So mechanically she had
Obtenebration 5 activated, seeped in, and has now materialized. And
gotcha.
It essentially instructed one of her retinue.
What did I say about not being weird and frightening her?
Hey, this is Madeline. You cannot.
We literally had that conversation earlier.
Oh yes,
we had that conversation about not being weird.
But it's Madeline, so yeah.
Hang on 1 second. I believe she has to make a roll. Oh, that's not right.
Well, she hasn't really been confronted with it.
Was it active and then it just disappeared?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, she was going out of her way to not be noticed. Like, just, it was dark, and then suddenly it's less dark, but there's just someone sat there now. It wasn't like she could see it that much. She did actually make an effort to remain somewhat out of sight. So, she doesn't. I don't think she needs to make a roll. I
mean, keep in mind that this is you do not morph into invisibility. You morph into a creature of shadowy horror.
I know.
So,
But if it is in a dark room, at the back of a dark room, you can't
yes.
see what's there. It's just dark.
Mm-hmm.
If it begins to move against you, then you will pretty much spot it immediately. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, she is just sitting in a small chair. She will just get up and she will go over to the man and she will just say, "Very good. Thank you for your assistance. Please, I will see you soon." And the man nods, smiles, and proceeds to leave.
Madeline will notice there's items of Thorvald's in the room.
Oh yeah. Madeline will just say, good evening. I do believe it is time for us to have a proper talk.
Well, this is very unusual. The first time someone's broken in to say hi.
That is true.
What a pleasure to see you again.
Likewise. You make Torvald very, very happy.
You see her face change when you mention Torvald. She's a ghoul. You are not unused to seeing this, but like a light comes on behind her eyes. That I am pleased to hear. And you, my lady, are you very happy?
I am.
I'm also pleased to hear that.
You are feeling better these days since you've gotten to know him, yes? Feel
Quite.
less tired? Feel more at ease around him?
I don't know that at ease is necessarily the correct word, but yes. Yes, I think you could say I'm feeling better. Never better.
The way we've gotten to know each other is not the way I would have wanted it, but I must say I admire a person like you. Getting into a position like you is not easy. Very many women in our position does not make it this far. She comes closer. She seems genuine when she just smiles to her and says, I was once in your position. I was once a woman of the night.
Meanwhile, Thorvald's seen this kind of guy go upstairs, be there for about 10 seconds, and then come back down.
Well, like a minute or two, but yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, even if he was really, I mean, Thorvald's thinking, wow, like, he was really quick. Like, he got dressed quick afterwards. It's like,
Well, hey, sometimes when like
I
for
think
a
he might be
while,
a little bit suspicious of that.
that is totally fine.
Because, see, he's gone up, paid a lot of money, been there for a minute, come back down after the minute, and left.
Oh, he hasn't left.
Oh, he's still there.
He's still there. He's sitting at the bar.
He's a bit suspicious because of what happens with Luftig. Do you think that's reasonable, storyteller?
I think absolutely. The only person faster than a really quick quickie is someone who's drinking some blood.
Yeah, he's gonna head upstairs. Not like hurriedly.
It doesn't ask the person at the bar. Do you want to try and get a good sniff of that guy and see if you can figure out if he's dead?
Yeah, he'll get closer to the man.
Meanwhile, you can do a roll. I think it's perception alertness to see if he's like thingamajig.
Yes.
Maybe.
But meanwhile, Madeline will just continue, and she'll just say, "But I came out on top. I do believe that you have the potential to do the same. I admire that. I admire that very much."
top or bottom makes no difference to me. So you get 100%, Alex, that this person's alive, yes? Madeline?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Normal dude.
Chilling at the bar. Not having had sex.
Probably not.
Well, definitely not with... You don't smell Saida on him. You also don't smell blood, I'm assuming, unless he's got some from earlier that night.
Nope.
He's not gonna ask him any questions. He's just gonna wander upstairs. Not quickly, because he's not that he's not like worried about it.
Mm-hmm.
But if she doesn't come down soon after, he gives it a few minutes, and then he'll just sort of curious more than anything about what he wanted for 60 seconds and paid all that money for. Because it's quite a lot of money. He's just gonna make his way upstairs, just sort of cautiously, like not in a hurry. He's not charging up there and banging down the door. He's just gonna sort of slowly go up.
So, you and I are... Oh, we had the same career, I suppose you could call it, to a certain extent. But now you have a protector. One who cares for you and one who you care very much for. I know what jealousy can do. I know what that it is. I do hope that the two of us can agree to share him, so that there are no hard feelings between us. You see, he has probably already told you he lives with me. We live together.
Yes, he's made it very clearly. He's made it very clear he has a wife.
A wife. I suppose. That is the word. Tell me, has he told you any of the things that make him special? Other than his striking good looks, quite magnificent body, and demeanor?
She's watching Madeline very closely. She's gone to sit on the bed, the edge of the bed, and looks very much like a cat, pretending it's not getting ready to pounce. Madeline's words keep pricking at the base of her skull, and her expression is difficult to read. She's put on a mask of a small inviting smile that doesn't change much. He doesn't like to boast. Our Torvald.
No.
But I haven't really had to ask.
If I know my husband... She does say that with a bit of, like... There's a bit of a pause, and it's obviously... She doesn't see him as necessarily her husband in that sense. He will be up here to check soon. That is quite understandable.
Almost just as she says that, you hear Thor's bootsteps approaching.
Right on cue.
And the sort of sound of, if you've ever owned a dog, and if you're in a room and the dog puts its nose up against the door and makes that sort of sound, you hear that from outside. It's like the one's not right against the door, but you do hear a definite like sniffing sound, as if he's sort of gauging the environment.
Then what is it you wanted to tell me? Quick, before he's here.
Well, he can join us and tell him. He should be the one to tell you. I merely wished to make sure. Since we both are quite infatuated with the same man, I simply wanted to let you know that whatever, well, clashes there might be between the two of us feelings towards him, I am more than willing to share him. And some women feel intimidated by me. You should not feel so. You should feel me as a sister, a friend. Especially since we share, well, life story, I suppose. Well, a bit.
She glances at the door and then steps closer to Madeline. Steps very close to Madeline. Thorvald can hear the sound of low voices inside. Low female voices. But that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
And she says to Madeline, he's been very clear that you are a woman to be feared. It sounds as though you're telling me I should not fear you.
Well, in a beauty contest, you should fear me, I suppose. She smiles.
In a beauty contest, there is no contest.
Well,
And she reaches up to stroke one finger down Madeline's cheek.
She doesn't stop her, and she says,
Man, I wish I could see this from the other side of the door.
well, give me a couple of months with you, and I suppose you could compete with me. There are certain tricks one must learn, of course, but you seem to be doing fairly well for yourself. No, you should fear me in a certain way, but as you should fear, well, as I remember from my time during doing this, any man who comes into such an establishment and wants to share your bed, you should be careful of every one of them. No?
I'm very careful of men in my bed and men on the streets, and women likewise. I don't mean to make an enemy of you.
And you won't. Madeline, at this point, just puts a hand on the side of her face. She says, you have nothing to fear from me. I can sense that you are a pragmatic woman, strong, headstrong, and resourceful. That I very much respect, admire. And if this proves to be indeed true of you, well, the two of us will be friends.
Lovely. I would certainly not wish to upset his life. In any way.
Well, I don't think you do. He has been taken in by you. Should we? I'm certain that he is outside. Quite. I heard his footsteps
He's
earlier.
definitely outside. You can see through the, because it's a time where candles are lit, and you can see the sort of remnants of his boots, like a long shadow that passes past the door into the gap.
She laughs and
There's probably someone standing nearby the door.
He is curious.
goes to the door.
Madeline will stop her. Just put a hand on her hip, and she would just say, Do you wish for him to join us?
He's outside.
I am quite certain.
It seems that there's a great deal to be spoken of tonight.
Quite so. Ask him to come in.
She gives Madeline kind of a backwards glance. A long glance. And then smiles and goes to open the door.
Thor's standing near, like not directly opposite the door, but opposite and to the side a little bit.
My great protector. Won't you come in? There's someone here who wants to see you.
Thorvald furrows his brow. Your customer was up here for less than a minute. I know you're good, but are you that good? He chuckles.
Not that good, no. And she reaches out to pull him gently into the room.
He smiles. He kisses her on the lips as she pulls him in.
Like, basically, he waits till he's not visible from downstairs.
Yeah, as soon as he
Okay.
gets into the room, you don't even like past the door threshold.
Mm-hmm.
Then he'll kiss her on the lips.
There's nothing she would like better.
Almost forgetting of what she just said.
Okay.
And then he will pull back and say, "Oh, did you say there was someone here that wants to see me?"
I did come a bit earlier than we agreed upon, but please, the two of you, come.
Have you ever heard the So Solid Snake sounds like? Root.
The what?
Metal Gear Solid.
sound in Metal Gear Solid when your guy gets spotted, there is like an alert sound
He
going.
kind of stuff, and it goes like a little exclamation point comes over his head.
Like he spotted something.
That's how Thor looks right now. For a split second, he's very surprised. Not so much that he's surprised that Madeline would do something that he told her not to do, but more like her voice all of a sudden in the darkness, in the moment that he was in, surprised him.
Saida is going to peony that. Yeah. Tell me about your feelings about suddenly
Surprise.
realizing Madeline is there.
It's literally, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What? And then, slight amusement, curiosity.
Is there guilt?
Slightly on guard. No, it's not guilt. He was aware that Madeline was going to come and speak to her because she mentioned it.
Mm-hmm.
He's just surprised about the way she entered.
Mm-hmm.
And he's curious, like what's been going on. There's an air of, when she feels his body language, she's still quite close to her at this point. It doesn't tense. It tenses for a second because more reaction to the sudden sound, and then it relaxes, and you feel him sort of turn towards Madeline a little bit, and he tilts his head to the side. My love.
I want to be clear, if you stopped and kissed her in the doorway, she is not just next to you, she is like
up against me. I know.
against you. Yeah. And when you say my love, there's a twitch. You're wearing heavy armor, so it's not like super obvious, but it's unmistakable. Like her whole body twitches.
It's rare you see the sun and the moon in one place. Or a spectacle for the ages. Shall I call the astronomers?
Quite a thing if the sun was here. I do believe you owe her some answers.
He makes sure the door's shut. Yeah. I wasn't expecting you to come in this way. I'm sorry. Saida. It's caught me off guard a little. As Madeline often does.
I pride myself on doing that. Keeps him on his toes.
She nods. Doesn't look salty.
He sort of encourages her with his arm. He puts his arm around her. And just sort of leads her over to sit down.
I'm assuming the room's still dark. No candles have been lit.
Madeline will, if the two of them are sitting down, Madeline will begin to light some candles.
There's probably only like one chair in the bed. I can't imagine there would be lots of furniture in here.
Correct. One chair, the bed, and maybe a little table. Well, definitely a little table. Something that can hold a basin of water.
We've already established there's a table there because he puts the food tray on it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He sits down on the bed next to her, just more or less so that he can sit next to her and have her sort of close by to give her comfort.
Mm-hmm.
His body language shifts back to that sort of nurturing thing again.
Mm-hmm.
That she's seen a little bit more of him recently. He seems to the last few nights, or since she's been during the ghouling process and beyond, he seemed to grow more. It's a different sort of protectiveness.
Sure.
It's kind of like a fatherly is the wrong word, but it's quite. It's gentle. It's more sort of quite loving, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
He treats her quite preciously. He sits down next to her and watches Madeline to see what she's doing.
She's gonna light some candles. Just slowly walk around. Well, she seems to give you time. It's not like she's coming over and just saying, talk. But she's just, taking her time, lighting some candles. Smiles at you.
I don't really know where to begin.
This sounds much more interesting than I was expecting in my evening.
Madeline and I are different to you. We are. He looks at Madeline.
Madeline comes closer. And she'll probably sit down opposite them on the chair. She will just say, how old do you think I am? She doesn't look.
Score.
She looks about like somewhere between 20 and 24.
Mm-hmm.
So she looks very young.
A score, maybe more, maybe a little more.
You trust Torvald as much as I trust him. Perhaps even more. How old do you think he is?
Thorwald looks a bit older than Madeline. I think you're not really that sure if it's because he looks more weathered. There's a certain weathered sense to Thorwald, like a soldier would have. He looks maybe 25, 26.
She reaches up to stroke the back of his neck with one finger as she answers that, basically. A little more than a score.
I am more than 100 years old. A long time ago, I was changed, and I stopped aging. I stopped growing older.
By what sorcery?
There are rumors, but I am not entirely certain. Torvald is older than me still.
She started to press against Torvald, like, oh God, hide me. And when Madeline says that, he feels that twitch again.
He sighs.
She turns to look at him, searches his face very intently.
You know that I was a slave. I've told you this.
Slavery, I'm not afraid of. Sorcery.
I was a slave to a domina, a Roman woman, a Roman noble, when Rome still held power. The Holy Roman Empire in its early days. She preserved me and later gave me gifts. It is something that can be done.
A gift that has partially now been granted to you. Madeline looks with a genuine smile as she looks at Sadia.
Saida is watching nothing but Torvald. She is a ghoul, and she is no longer capable of making choices in her own self-interest. So, as this upsetting information comes to her, she's entirely focused on Torvald's face and the emotions therein. If he doesn't seem worried or upset,
He doesn't seem worried.
Mhm.
He seems a little bit ashamed, I suppose. Is the right word.
Mhm.
Sad. A little bit sad. Mostly when he's talking about his time as a slave. When he says gifts, he doesn't seem nervous in any way.
Mhm.
He's very careful about what he's saying and how he says it. Now, we have not made you like us. I've not. To be like us, you must die first, and I would not kill you.
Nor would I.
You have nothing to fear from Madeline and I would sooner die myself than hurt you.
I'm not afraid.
Good. But what you need to know now is about us, because now because I gave you my blood.
She
You've
flushes.
imbibed some of my blood. Sorry, I broke up.
She flushes deeply. She's well aware, and she remembers it with kind of the vaguest fuzzy sense of like euphoria and well, bliss, right? So,
Yeah. Sorry, you're breaking up a little bit, Emma. I don't know whether
am
it's
I?
my connection or yours.
Peter, are you hearing me break up?
Yeah, I hear MA fine. I hear both of you fine.
Okay.
So
Thor says, now when we do this, it gives the we don't do this for everybody. We choose special people who we trust, people who we care for, to bring closer into our lives. While you are taking the blood, you will not age, and you will be stronger than you were. But you still, you still, unlike me and Madeline, you can still go out in the day. You can eat and drink regular foods. You can live just as you lived before. There is very little difference.
Am I damned?
No. You're not damned.
She believes you.
I did this to protect you. You know, you remember the man that you were with the other night? The builder.
A little. Not very well. He's very good in bed.
Thorvald tenses at this. You feel him.
That's all I remember of him. He was not particularly noteworthy.
He is like myself and Madeline. And he drank your blood. He bit you. You will not remember this.
Surely I would remember if he'd bitten me.
When a creature, we call ourselves canites. When a canite bites you, it is pleasure. You feel immense pleasure. That is to make sure that the person who's bitten does not scream or hurt themselves by running away, I expect. And so that they don't remember the interaction.
Her eyes are wide, but this is coming from him.
He drank some of your blood. This made me angry. I have never drank your blood. And I never will. This is my promise.
She doesn't quite look as though she understands. There's a lot of nuance she's not getting here, but she doesn't pry or interrupt.
The only way that creatures like us can survive is drinking the blood of others, of humans. We cannot eat or drink regular foods.
Are you not demons?
We are not demons.
Madeline will perk up, feeling a little feisty, she says. I have actually seen a demon with my own eyes.
Madeline.
We are not that. Trust me.
Thorvald barks because he worries about being frightening her.
Wait, he barks? Doesn't actually bark, right? You mean
No,
his...
he says says Madeline's name
Snaps at her.
in a sort of barky
you.
way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Sayda's turned to look at Madeline when she said that.
The most important thing is that you must never tell anybody what we've told you tonight. If people find out that we exist, our true nature, then they will hunt us and kill us. They would kill me. They would kill Madeline.
I will never betray you.
I know, love. I know. You will know one of us, a Canite, because he takes off his glove and holds her hand.
I'm assuming he's not spent blood this time.
No.
She takes his hand in both her hands and begins to chafe it gently, not quite understanding why it's cold.
We are cold as the grave and we don't breathe. We have no heartbeats. I can make my heart beat. I can make my skin warm. But it takes will. It's not my natural state of being. But if you meet an...
Oh.
You tell me.
Sorry, you cut out for just a second. If you what?
If you
meet someone else who feels like this that isn't me or Madeline that touches you, you tell me. I've made all the other Canaanites know by giving you my blood, by choosing you, that you are mine. You won't be fed from again. It is against our laws to do that to somebody's chosen person. They're protected. But you are not damned. You still have a soul, you still have a heartbeat. You still live, breathe.
Are you damned?
No.
She nods.
This gift that I have given you, it means that we can be together for forever, really.
We will not grow old.
No.
We will.
You'll always be young. The blood will keep you fit, strong, hardier than you were. You'll be physically stronger and able to take more eventually. It takes time. But you will need to occasionally have some of my blood. Not every day. Maybe once a moon. Full moon.
It does not hurt to take it. I don't mind.
No, it does not hurt. And I promised you I would never feed upon you. And you have that as my solemn vow. I will never take any of your blood. I will never harm you or any of the girls here in any way. I've chosen to protect this place. And I've asked Madeline to help me because she looks to Madeline. Madeline has a great deal more power than I have. She's wiser, older. I look to Madeline for much of my guidance. She is my teacher.
She turns and studies Madeline. And she loves you.
As I love her. I love you both. If you can understand such a thing.
She nods. She doesn't say anything, and you're pretty sure that she has some doubts about whether she understands it, but she's agreeing with you.
Bit.
Hmm?
That I love them both.
Mm-hmm. You're pretty sure that. Have you had a ghoul before? Has Dorvald ever had a ghoul?
Oh, he's got a dog ghoul. No. Not a human one, no.
So you probably haven't. You're probably not used to. You might have watched your sire ghoul people. They're definitely.
He's been a ghoul. He was a ghoul for 200 years.
Okay. Yeah. So exactly. Okay. So he remembers. Well, does he remember how there's stuff to get past? There's cognitive dissonance and
Yeah, it's gonna take time.
Mhm.
The only thing you need to remember is to tell no one of anything that we spoke of tonight, and that you are safe now.
Very few get selected.
Very few.
I can see why he chose you. And like I said, although it was a while ago, I share some of the same experiences as you do. I know your thoughts will linger with the world, which there's nothing wrong with. but he has expressed worry for for my previous employment and for yours.
Worry.
I just want you to be safe. That man that came in, the builder, he's not welcome here and he won't be welcome again. I just want to protect you, that's all.
He's done me harm.
I'm not so worried about you, but the other girls. They do not know about us. They can never know about us. What we are. So they will never be fully... They won't be able to protect themselves from him or from others like him. Which is why I've asked Madeline to speak to our leader, speak to our boss, about making sure that this place is solely mine and hers. So that humans...
It is mine. She says
He relents.
there's a... She has done nothing but stare at you.
Thorva means, he says, under our laws, all this means nothing will change. All this means that other Canaanites that are like us cannot come in here.
Not without our express permission.
Which means he will be safe to carry on business without any threat of the girls being fed on or preyed upon. And custom will continue as normal. There are separate laws to our society, which I don't expect you to fully understand, but I just wanted you to know about this. Nothing changes. We do not own this place. Our names are not on the deeds. We still run this place. It's being put under a layer of protection, that's all.
This will, of course, include protection from any other unwanted party.
I didn't like his hands on you. Made me angry.
I'm sorry.
Don't
She
be.
says, and she reaches up to stroke his face again.
It is he that overstepped, not you. He's the one that did the wrong. You only did your work. He pushed the boundaries and took your blood. That is why I'm angry. Your work does not anger me. You do not anger me in any way.
But, Thorvald, we can assist her if she wishes to change career. That should be within our means.
Thorvald sort of looks at Madeline. He puts his arm around Saida. Sort of.
It is her choice, of course.
I want you to do as you wish. If you enjoy working here and running this place, then I have no issue with it. I want you to be just yourself. No more or less.
She glances between them thoughtfully, but doesn't say anything.
I don't expect anything of you. I only ask you to keep our secret, and that is it. How you wish to live your life, and what you wish to do is your career. As long as you are happy, as long as you are safe, I'm happy with you.
As long as we are together, I will be happy. And safe.
Do you enjoy your work?
She, kind of eyes him as though the question is a little foreign to her. I am good at it.
But you have never really had a choice in the matter.
I'm not a slave. I have taken up a profession in which I excel.
I can attest to that. He says, trying to lighten the mood a little bit. You see in the sort of candlelight, he puts on a big sort of playful grin.
I fear God as anyone should, but I am not one of those who worries too much about whether the Holy Spirit is bothered by what goes on between my legs. I go to confession.
So she's Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
Hot. I mean, what? I need to stop
Actually,
screwing.
hang on just a sec. No, that's actually, she can't
Turkish,
be.
so she should be. But then that would
Yeah.
make no sense because she drinks and she exposes her skin, and like traditional. Maybe a little bit ignorant. To the traditional ways of the Islam religion, but I don't think that
drinking was, I mean, definitely
I
being a
personally, I don't
prostitute
really
is
know.
not smiled upon, nor is the drinking. The exposing the skin isn't that much of a deal
in a
during this time period.
sexual way is what I mean.
But yeah, I mean, she's definitely transgressing against every major religion.
Well, all religions at this point, everything apart from paganism, which literally doesn't care. Slash encourages it.
Well, it depends on. Anyway,
Someone's told her about his religion before.
so she would have said, rather than saying I go to confession, she would have said I say my prayers.
Yeah.
I pay my tithe and I do good deeds.
He nods. You know I do mine.
She nods.
As does Madeline. Madeline says her prayers every night. Do you not, my love?
Oh, yes, I do.
Madeline is a very devoted religious woman. Pious indeed. In fact, she used to be a nun.
I hope I've not offended you then.
No, you have not. Do not worry. It would take quite a lot to offend me.
So everything is good. Everything is well. Or do you wonder what you were whispering about before I came into the room?
That you owed her some answers. You have just given them. And we discussed your behavior. And she looks down at the bed, or over at the bed, in this room and other places. And I assured her that there would be no reason for the two of us, her and me, to fight over you. I am willing to share.
Towards his behavior, like he just raises both his eyebrows at her when he says behavior in the bed. Just like, huh? It's like, that is good. Living arrangements, I'm not sure on yet. What I would like is for you to come and live with us. So that we can... But I don't know how that's going to work with the curfew and you having to tend to your duties here. Could you tend to them remotely?
Remotely is not a concept in the Middle Ages.
What do you mean?
She needs to be there to run shit, I think.
No, it's not that. Is that like let's see.
You know what I mean? Like, could you send letters? Could you do the books? He explains more. He says, could you do the accounts from elsewhere? Could you...
The curfew is only at night. As long as I am here before night falls, it shall not be a problem.
We cannot, myself and Madeline cannot be out during the day. The sun kills us.
Kills you.
Mm.
You can never be out during the day.
Never. I've only been fully turned for just over 2 years. But still I miss the sunshine very much. The only glimpse of sunlight I get is when I spend time with you. Sometimes I can smell the sun on your skin.
She smiles and kind of nestles in against him thoughtfully, but she's keeping one eye on Madeline.
You'll find our house shielded against the sun. We sleep during the day. This is why I could not come to you during the day.
I see. I have duties in the daytime, which they will not interfere, of course.
I think the best thing to do is... He looks at Madeline. What do you think? Should we have her live with us?
I respect you and her, and I respect her wishes.
I don't know.
Tell me, Sadia, what do you make of all this? I know that you are not as concerned as you could be. That is clear, but tell me, do you wish to share a house with us? Or would you rather live for yourself and give this proposal more time?
I think for now it's better if she stays here. At least until we finalise the domain issue.
Quite so, but still, I would like to hear her point of view.
Thorwald shuts up.
No. I'm happy to rearrange. Of course.
I think once we've finalised this domain issue, we'll rearrange straight away.
And then I will spend more time with you.
It's just that I want to make sure that once we have domain, nobody comes in it. Apart from us, for any reason. He's talking to Madeline at this point. Without our permission.
I will make the arrangements as soon as possible.
Which means that Saida can travel to and from our haven safely.
That should be the case.
I'm not objecting to you coming and staying with us, I think. But I wouldn't recommend you moving during the curfew. That's all. I don't want you moving around at night on the streets. It's very difficult for us to move.
Of course. I can come and go before dusk and after dawn.
Mm.
I usually sleep in the wee hours.
You can come to us during the day. You'll have to wait for us to wake up. But
As the sun sets, I am usually up and about.
and then she can wake me, usually. I sleep a little longer. For some reason. Don't know why.
Well, it is not important. The important is that she has made a decision. She wishes to come live with us. Then she will come live with us.
Madeline's chosen one. Gutria also lives with us. So, during the day, if you do come, you will not be alone with no company. And of course, my dogs and other animals. If you care for animals. I've never asked you.
I need no company but yours, sleeping or awake.
I know.
I do not mind the dog, though, of course.
It is strange for me to have someone to desire my company. It will take me time to get used to it.
A, a grunt will come from Madeline.
You know what I mean.
I thought you would have been.
You very much.
I'm almost offended.
You very much pull the strings in our relationship, my dear Madeline.
Well, it's
Do you not,
still.
do you not deny? Do you not deny?
I do not, but I would thought it very, very clear that I desire your close company.
You're very good at pretending that you're not.
Well, if I cannot have my fun with you sometimes, what would be the point?
You do not. This situation is new for me. The waters. I'm still wrapping my head around it.
Then the two of you will perhaps find out together. Worse
Yes,
things have happened.
it is a journey for the pair of us. Yes, but of course, as always, on every journey, I wish you to join. I wish you to join me, Madeline.
Flatterer. Of course I will. And Madeline will come over and sit right next to Sadia. Sit on the bed. I will help both you and her as much as I can. I am a teacher after all.
She's a very good teacher. She taught me many things, and she freed me from my slavery.
Thaida, is watching Torvald again. And she glances at Madeline, and leans over just to kiss her cheek. Lightly as like the brush of fingers.
Madeline will probably turn the tables somewhat and shift her head a bit and kiss her. Fully.
Then we will share. Oh, okay. I see. Got it. Okay.
Thor's just sat there like, okay. He doesn't really know what to make of this, really. It's not a bad thing, but he's still trying to figure it out a little bit.
And then we will share. She says as she pulls away again.
Good.
Quite so. Now, the two of you shall be free. I still have some things to see to, but I will be on my way. But the man earlier was one of my followers. Well, followers.
One of them. I've not seen him before.
All right, he is one of the people I have seen as having potential.
Madeline is a teacher to many. He will reach out and he'll stand up.
Mhm.
As Madeline says, she needs to go. We both should be getting back downstairs anyway. It's still early. We haven't got time to. We still have business to do before we can come here and be with each other. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
So Thorvald will just sort of indicate for them both to come along. He'll open the door for them.
Madeline will just wave goodbye to both of you. I will leave the way I came.
Oh. In which case he goes over and kisses her hand. In the way that Thorvald does, quite affectionately. Sort of at the wrist and at the palm rather than on the top. More intimate than, a back of a hand kiss. It's more of a lover's kiss is on the wrist, especially in this period. Medieval fantasy is full of very lustful kisses on palms of hands.
Sayida slips out while they're doing that to return downstairs.
Thank
Madeline. He said thank you to Madeline.
you. He says, "Thank you, mother. I'll see you at home."
Oh, we will see each other at home. Will she be joining us tonight, or I guess I will find out.
Tomorrow, perhaps.
Very well.
After the sun rises, I don't want her being a target on the streets at night for anyone of our NEK nights.
Understandable.
She will only move during the daylight hours.
Well, I will see you at home.
I will see you. I look forward to it.
And Madeline will leave.
Wibble away. With Ob 10-5.
Probably, yeah.
Torvald just leaves her to it. He leaves the room because he doesn't really want to be looking into the facial abyss of Ob 10-5. He's seen Madeline do it a few times, but he's still not a big fan of looking at it. It's not very nice. So he'll go back downstairs. And just spend the rest of the night doing his job, I think. Unless there's anything else MA has for us at the end of the scene.
Nope.
Well, then, thank you very much, players, for playing, watchers for watching, and ST for ST, and good night.